What is up, ladder climbers? Antoine Wade here from Elevate to the Unknown, the Wade Report and NextGenHeights.com, and it is Wednesday, March the 25th, 2026, 7:27 a.m. Central, and we are live on the Daily Climb. Real quick, before we get into today's data, I got to acknowledge something. Yesterday, this community showed up. Y'all sent in super chats. And I want to be real clear about you guys sending in super chats. We were never asked for it. We never asked for it. This show is free every single morning, Monday through Friday, 7:25 to 7:30 a.m. Central. That is never changing. But when this community does what it did on yesterday, every single dollar goes right back into this show, right back into this community, right back into you. I was up late last night with my Patreons doing the content creation workshop week 5. But everything that we do makes this channel have better production, better research, better tools. So we keep bringing you A+ intelligence every single weekday morning. For a small channel, that means everything. So thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Okay. Now let's get into this data, because today is one of those days. Many of you guys probably checked on the news this morning, turned on your PCs and like, what is Antoine going to talk about today? Then you see this breaking news. As we are live on this show, workers at one of the biggest companies on the planet were told last night to stay home today. Not because it's a holiday, not because of a snow day, because the cuts are happening right now. I'm talking about Meta. 16,000 jobs could be potentially gone. And here's a number that makes this story even bigger. 0.29%. That is the actual productivity gain that companies have gotten from AI over the past 3 years. Not 29%, not 2.9%, 0.29. So let me ask you guys something. If AI has delivered almost zero return, why are 16,000 people losing their jobs for it? That is the question that we are going to be answering today. And the answer is more important for your career than anything that you will hear today. Guys, this is the Daily Climb. Let's look at the data. But before we look at the data, you know I got to say what's up to my peoples. Get to see a Life of Cam, the first one in the house today. I saw you, Seamus. You and Cam are competing for the first chat. I absolutely love it. Come in the house and showing up. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you, Big Suggs. Good to see you, Get Busy, Drizzy. Good to see you, Concha, SPS. Good to see you, Crypto Cartel. Get Busy. David Hill's in the house. David was on the call with us last night, late. Getting our content game on. Amani K, get to see you. LaTanya Sims. Darren Smitty is in the house. Darren Smitty be working 80 hours a week, guys. I'm telling you, this guy is an absolute beast and still shows up every single morning. Classy Powell's in the house. Good to see you. The resilient analyst in the house as well, too. Sandra is moving. I love it. Good to see you all this morning. The past, present, and future. My man, Andre Oliver, was on the call late with us last night as well, too. Venus. Adam is in the house. Good to see you all this morning. It's going to be a fantastic show. I want you guys to type climb plus your city. Put it in the chat. Let the community see where you are coming from, tuning in from. If you work at Meta right now, type Meta in the chat. Okay? Because we want to know what's going on. Put it in the chat if you know what's going on. I want to see who's all in the room today. Who's all in the house. Let's go. Okay? Let's get into the data. Let me show you what is actually happening in the market right now, because 3 stories dropped this week. And when you line them up side by side, the pattern is impossible to ignore. Jump to the first segment, okay? I need you guys to focus on these two numbers. Number one, 500,000. That is how many jobs are projected to be lost due to AI in 2026 alone. 9 times higher than last year. Number two, 0.29%. That is the actual realized productivity gain from AI across 90% of companies surveyed over the past 3 years. Now, let me show you where these numbers come from, because they come from 2 separate studies, and we have to understand the data. But both of those studies dropped this week. The National Bureau of Economic Research surveyed nearly 6,000 executives across 4 countries. So it's a large data set. The US, the UK, Germany, Australia. That is where the 0.29% comes from. Now, you and I hear that number, and I saw that number, and I'm like, there's too many layoff stories to be thinking that is only 0.29%. But if you think about the companies across the US, UK, Australia, Germany, a lot of them are small businesses who don't use AI yet. But a separate CFO survey conducted with the Federal Reserve Banks of Atlanta and Richmond projects 500,000 AI attributed job losses in 2026. Those are 2 different institutions in the same week, same signal. Here is why the NBER study, here's what the NBER study found. It found that 90% of companies report 0 AI impact on their workforce. 89% report 0 productivity gain. The average realized productivity gain from AI over the past 3 years is 0.29%. Not 29, not 2.9, 0.29. So which is it? Is it an AI apocalypse like we're hearing about, all these layoffs and so forth? Or is it AI hype? The answer is neither. And here is why that matters for your career. Jump into a video real quick.
A couple weeks ago, Jack Dorsey, CEO of Block, the old Square, did the unthinkable, saying he would cut his workforce almost in half from 10,000 people to just 6,000. Why? Because AI tools make it possible for a smaller number of people to do a lot more with less. Oh, it was brutal. But Dorsey said it was inevitable. Quote, most companies are late, end quote. He explained, quote, I believe the majority of companies will reach the same conclusion and make similar structural changes, end quote. Now,
we talked about the Block layoffs. Jack Dorsey, CEO, cutting 40% of his workforce, loudly professed that days of AI taking jobs of humans have arrived. Let me break down what is actually happening here, because there are 2 versions of AI right now. The first version is what I call narrative AI. This is the version CEOs describe in earnings calls, the version that journalists write apocalyptic headlines about, which is going to get a whole bunch of people's attention. The version that investors use to justify billion-dollar bets. Narrative AI has already replaced thousands of workers, is rewriting entire industries, and will transform the labor market in the next 18 to 24 months. The second version is what I call operational AI. That is what is actually deployed, actually measured, actually showing up in the data. Operational AI has delivered 0.29% to the average company over 3 years. That gap between the narrative AI and operational AI is the most important career intelligence you can carry into this market. Now, let me show you the meta story, because this is where it gets super serious, super real. Okay, let's talk about Meta. Meta has 79,000 employees. 20% of them could be gone. Last night, workers in wearables, in ads, got an email. Stay home on Wednesday. Leadership will share more information. That was last night. This morning, those workers woke up and are waking up, and the cuts are moving. Let's go to a video real quick.
Last week we were talking about Meta's own chips, and maybe they're not quite there yet in terms of competition with NVIDIA or Google. But will they be using their chips in these neo clouds?
Yeah, it's the everything strategy. So their own chips, buy NVIDIA and AMD chips for their own data centers. And then this third part of the strategy is the Neo Cloud, buy AI-specific capacity. So it's a 5-year agreement for $27 billion total, but $12 billion of committed or dedicated compute next year. That's quite aggressive and accelerated timeline. Nebius principally relies on NVIDIA-based systems, and that's been a part of their selling point, just as CoreWeave in this country has made it a selling point as well. They need compute. They are compute constrained. The demand for internal workloads is greater than they have access to. This is a big spend by them on the Neo Cloud portion.
Yeah, the risk is in execute and supply. Not in demand, as Mark Zuckerberg has made very clear. Ed Ludlow, Bloomberg Tech co-anchor. That show kicks off at 11 a.m. Definitely tune in for more on that. Let's get a look right now at some of the other movers on our radar.
Here's the market signal in this story. The same week that Meta is cutting 16,000 workers, they filed paperwork with the SEC. 6 top executives, including the chief technology officer, the chief financial officer, the chief operating officer, and the chief product officer, are receiving stock packages worth up to $2.7 billion each if the stock hits certain targets. Same company, same week. Now, some people hear that and they get emotional. Oh man, the executives getting all this money and they're getting rid of all these people. This executive compensation would be able to take care of those 16,000 people. I'm not here to get emotional about it. I'm here to show you a signal. Here's what the market is actually saying. Workers whose roles can be handled by AI infrastructure are being released. Executives who direct AI strategy are being retained with historic compensation. That is not a contradiction. That is the bifurcation happening in one company, one day. And it tells you exactly where to position yourself. Now, let me give you the third data point. A survey of more than 350 public CEOs managing $19 trillion in assets, reported by Fortune this month. 66% of those CEOs have a hiring freeze right now. 84% say AI's return on investment is a multi-year project. So let me make sure you heard that. 66% froze hiring to fund AI, but 84% admit the payoff is years away. eBay just announced 800 jobs cuts. 6% of their workforce gone. The 2026 layoff tracker keeps growing. Amazon, Epic Games, Atlassian, Pinterest, WiseTech, Dell, UPS, Workday. All cutting. All in Q1. The market is not broken. The market is sorting. And understanding how it sorts and understand how it's sorting is how you get on the right side of it. Now, before I keep moving, if you are watching this show right now and you do not have a career strategy, start here. The 2026 Career Protection Playbook. It's free. Your AI risk zone. The 5 skills that actually matter right now. A 30-day action plan. And the Daily Climb newsletter. Monday through Friday, everything that we cover on the show delivered straight into your inbox every single weekday. Cam's going to drop that in the chat, but the link is also in the description of this video. $0. No excuse not to grab it. If you got the playbook already, type playbook in the chat. Type frozen if your company has a hiring freeze right now. Type growing if your company is actually growing right now. Type growing in the chat, because many of you guys are probably working at companies that are growing, which is great. Type meta in the chat if you work there. I want to see the split in this community. Let's keep moving. I want to talk about the biggest layoff story of this week, because this one is not what you think. And the CEO said something that every person in this audience needs to hear. Let's move on to the next segment. Told you guys it's going to be a good show. Operational AI and narrative AI. Take that away. Epic Games, the company behind Fortnite. Many of you guys love Fortnite. You've been playing Fortnite for years. Your nieces, your nephews play Fortnite. Your grandma, your cousins probably play Fortnite. Well, 1,000 plus employees gone. About 20% of their entire workforce, including workers at their North Carolina headquarters, where Epic has been based since the beginning. $500 million in total cost cuts. Now, you would expect the headline to be another AI layoff story. But here's what the CEO, Tim Sweeney, said in a memo to all employees. He said, quote, "Since it's a thing now, I should note that the layoffs aren't related to AI." That's what he said. He said it out loud in writing. The real reason Fortnite engagement declined in 2025. The company is spending more than it is making. That is it. That's it. I'll show you guys a video. Well, first, if you want to see the article, go to Business Insider. Fortnite maker Epic Games is laying off over 1,000 employees. CEO says AI isn't to blame. Let me share a video with you, though.
Fortnite developer Epic Games has announced it is laying off 1,000 staff due to a downturn in engagement in its evergreen Battle Royale. In a message to staff shared publicly this morning, Epic Games boss Tim Sweeney said the company was spending significantly more than we're making, meaning that it now needed to make major cuts to keep the company funded.
You heard it. Now it needs to make major cuts to keep the company funded. The gaming industry has been contracting for years. 10 tens of thousands of job cuts and tens of thousands of job loss across studios, large and small, since 2022. GDC's 2026 report confirmed 2/3 of the AAA studio workers were at companies that conducted layoffs. In the past year alone, those people were significantly reduced. But here's what I want you guys to take from this story. This is not an AI story. This is a platform dependency story. Epic built its entire business model around one product's continued dominance. And when that product's engagement declined, the whole thing came apart. Type signal in the chat if you understand what I'm talking about, what I'm about to say. Type it in the chat. So here's the thing. If your income, your job, your entire skill set depends on one company's continued success or one product's continued popularity, you are one engagement decline away from a layoff notice. That is not just a gaming story. That is every professional who has never diversified their leverage. Now, let me bring you to the second case study. And this one hits a little bit different. It hit me a little bit different because this person is real. This story came out this morning. His name is Rohan Gore. I'll go to the Business Insider article so you guys can get a chance to see it. Let's go to Rohan. He is 38 years old. He is an AI engineer, and he has been writing code since 2010. In December, he handed all of his coding tasks to AI, and the AI did them well. He has not written a single line of code since then. These are his words. Quote, "I realized at that time that coding is definitely gone." But here's the part that makes this story important. His company still expects the same level of output, sometimes more. His words again, quote, "Sometimes I feel burnt out because the expectation is that I should be doing more work even though AI can take over some tasks." That's what he says in this article. That is not just Rohan. That is millions of workers right now. A survey of public company CEOs reported by Fortune documented it this month. Tasks that used to take 6 hours now take under 1. But workers are not getting their time back. Companies are piling on more work for the same pay. That is the AI squeeze. And it is the most common form of AI's impact on careers right now. It is not replacement. It is compression. But Rohan also said something else in this article that gives me hope for anyone that's watching this. He said, quote, "I'm happy that I haven't coded in 3 months because there is a lot that I'm doing, like software architecture and design. And that isn't going anywhere." That's what he said. So Rohan is navigating this by leaning into it, understanding what AI still can do and what AI cannot do. He's thinking in systems. He's thinking about architecture. He's thinking about product judgment, the ability to question what is being built, not just execute what he is told. That transformation is happening in every knowledge work field right now. The question is, are you directing it or letting it happen to you? That's the question. That is not a personal failure. That is what happens when you are talented, but you do not have a strategy for what comes next. Rohan is figuring this out alone. And that works for some people. But if you are sitting there right now, employed, but uncertain, not sure if your role is next, not sure where to pivot, that is exactly what the Career Clarity Audit is built for. One form, submit it, and in 24 hours, you get your target roles, you get your positioning statement, and a 7-day action plan. The full package is $149. I rewrite your LinkedIn, your top resume bullets, and build you a 90-day exit plan. Or you can start at the $79 one. No calls, no talking to me. Check it out. nextgenheist.com/career clarity audit. Link is in the description. Cam's going to drop it in the chat as well. Type audit in the chat right now. And Cam will make sure that it's in the chat. Let's keep moving. Okay. I see y'all in the chat. Y'all having a good time. Told you guys it's going to be a good show. Let me pull back real quick. And I want to show you the big picture, because there are 3 macro forces all hitting at the same time right now. Let's move on to segment 3. I need you to put these individual stories into a larger frame, because what is happening with AI and what is happening with the economy and what is happening with the workforce is all connected. And the picture is more nuanced than any headline is going to show you. Let me give you the framework that makes all of today's data make sense. It's called a J curve. What does that look like on the screen? Looks like a J. Every major technology in history follows the same pattern. When electricity first arrived in the United States, in US factories, productivity did not immediately improve. It actually got harder first. Companies had to retrain workers, restructure workflows, build new infrastructure. Then, after about 15 to 20 years, productivity exploded. Personal computers, same story. 10 to 15 years before the data showed it. The internet, 7 years. AI adoption at scale began in 2022, 2023. We are in year 3 of it. 0.29% is what the trial of the J curve looks like. Here's what that means for you. The workers who win when the J curve turns upward are not the ones who waited for certainty. They are the ones who built skills during the trial. That window is open right now. Clock number 2. Check this out. 47,000 TSA workers have not received a full paycheck since February the 14th. This Friday, 2 days from now, they are set to miss another one. 458 TSA officers have already quit. Atlanta and Houston airports are warning travelers. Expect 4-hour wait lines. I'm traveling today, guys. Okay? Traveling today. I don't know what to expect. I'm a little worried. I'll make sure I get there a couple hours ahead of time.
Over the last few days, travelers have been telling us just how miserable it is. So this morning, we're making our reporters miserable, too. They will have to wait in line, and there's no island vacation or Mai Tai at the end of this trip for their efforts. We wanted to see if they can get to security before we are off the air. So we're going to start with Skylar Henry in Atlanta. Skylar, how's it looking?
TSA pre-check.
Hey, Vlad, I wish I had that Mai Tai. We're not exactly sure how long the wait times are, because on the websites, there used to be the amount of time that said that the queues and how long folks needed to wait, whether in the TSA pre-check line or in main checkpoints. We've been keeping a bit of a timer here. It says 22 minutes right now, but we should point out there's still a long way to go before you make your way to and through these security checkpoints. We've been here over the course of the last several days. They've talked about how long these lines can be. Some of the travelers that we spoke with on Sunday said that they were in line for 4, 5, maybe even 6 hours. Some even forced to rebook, trying to figure out how to navigate these lines as well. We should point out ICE agents are here. They are here to assist what the Trump administration says as it relates to crowd control and the like. And really, it's just been a tale of whack-a-mole at airports all across the country, so to speak, in terms of how long people are actually having to wait in these lines. Some of the longest lines actually have been in Houston, Texas. That's where my colleague Nicole Skanga is right now. Nicole, how's it looking out?
Now, I'm not here to give you any political commentary. You got ICE agents inside of the airports helping with TSA. I applaud that. But what I am here to do is to give you a signal. A TSA workers union official said something this week that every professional in this audience needs to hear. Said, quote, "The federal government was the gold standard for good paying, reliable jobs. After this, that's no longer the case. For a generation of professionals, government work meant stability. That assumption is being stress tested in real time at every major airport in this country. The signal is not political. The signal is this: no sector is permanently safe. The professionals who survive are not chasing safety. They are building leverage." Clock number 3. Stay with me on this one. The AI disruption conversation is almost always about knowledge workers, white collar jobs, software engineers. But this week, Decathlon, the world's largest sporting goods retailer, they showed us something different. They deployed warehouse robots across 7 European locations. At their Portugal warehouse, order capacity doubled from 57,000 to 114,000. At their UK warehouse, workers used to walk 10 kilometers a day. That is over 6 miles. They now walk under 1 kilometer. That site became 3 times more efficient. Workers who were reassigned moved to returns, moved to repairs, customer-facing operations. So here's the lesson. The jobs that survived automation were the ones requiring human judgment, quality assessment, customer interaction. That pattern is identical. So whether we are talking about warehouse or a software team, the functions that survive are always the ones that require what AI cannot replace. And real quick, April 2nd, April 3rd is about 8 to 9 days away. You guys know what's happening on April 2nd, April 3rd? That is what the Trump administration is calling Liberation Day. April 3rd is when 25% tariffs on all imported vehicles actually take effect. Cox Automotive projects a 10 to 30% production decline in North American auto manufacturing if those tariffs hold. 550,000 U.S. auto parts workers are exposed, more than the number of final assembly workers. That is not a slow-moving story. When tariffs hit supply chains, layoff cascades can begin within weeks, not years. If you are in the automotive industry, if you work in automotive or an automotive adjacent supply chain, this week is the week to run your personal contingency plan. Type threat or opportunity right now. How does all this feel for your career? Type it in the chat. No judgment. We're here to talk about it. We're here to give you the data, the insights, so that you can make moves. This is not what the news is giving you guys. This is all data. This is not to scare you. This is to keep it real. And I want honest answers from this community. Type it in the chat. Threat or opportunity. Now let me show you where the opportunities actually are, because there is real money. I'm talking about real money in this market right now for the people who move correctly. Stay with me in this next segment, okay? Told you this show was going to be good today. Let's talk about this community. Somebody in this community asked a question in yesterday's chat. They said, where would you suggest a beginner begin for career transition? That question represents half the people watching this show right now. So I'm going to answer it right now with real data, real people, and real moves. Let me introduce you to someone first. He walked away from Google and Meta to build his own thing. Let me show you who it is. He walked away from Google and Meta to build his own thing. Today, he hosts over 100 events per year for more than 20,000 people. He has 200,000 followers across LinkedIn, X, and TikTok. He has angel invested in 20 plus startups, and he runs 2 companies with no big team behind him. Now, how would somebody be able to do that? How? How is that even possible? His exact words, what made it manageable and eventually scalable wasn't hustle. It was tools. 14 AI tools as his operating system. AI as his chief of staff, connected to his project management system. A tool to build custom software without a development team. AI note-taking that drafts follow-up emails after every meeting. Voice to text so he speaks more than he types. That is the company of one model. Not a startup, not an empire, a leveraged individual. One person with AI tools as their team, operating at a level that used to require 10 people. Now, let me show you that this is not just for tech entrepreneurs. There is a general counsel at a $4 billion AI startup. He's not a programmer, but he built an AI legal avatar. So he did. He built an AI legal avatar. See if I can pull up this one. Gabe Stern. Check out this article on Business Insider when you get a chance today. A startup lawyer vibe coded an AI version of himself. The AI version of himself, his avatar, handles early rounds of contract negotiation, answers questions about security and liability, pushes back on demands. He built the first prototype in 2 weeks. Now he says he could build the same thing in hours. His words, quote, "I'm not a programmer. What once required a team of developers can now be prototyped by a lawyer in a number of days." A lawyer. Built-in AI lawyer. And here is what makes this even more powerful. A member of this community was doing the exact same thing last night while most people were sleeping. A ladder climber in this community was building an AI-powered development tool, using AI to design the product, to generate the thumbnail, to write the pitch. No engineering degree, no VC backing, launching in April 1st, on April 1st. That is what a general counsel is doing at a $4 billion company. That is what this community is doing at midnight. The tools are the same. The access is the same. The only difference is who decides to use them. Now, before I give you the most time-sensitive opportunity on this show today, let me connect everything that we have covered to the one free resource that makes all of it actionable. I've been doing this show every weekday morning, breaking down the data, showing you the stories, giving you the strategies. And the question that I keep hearing is the same. How do I actually start? So I built something for you. The 2026 Career Protection Playbook. Business intelligence translated into career strategy. Here's what's inside. How to know your risk zone for AI automation based on what we covered today. Are you in full automation risk, augmentation, or transformation? The playbook shows you exactly how to find out. The 5 skills that actually matter in 2026. Not a list of 50 things, only 5. The ones the data says employers are paying for right now. A 30-day quick start action plan, day by day, what to do, what to learn, what to apply for, so that there's no guessing. And a weekend action plan with 5 specific moves, 5 things that you can do this Saturday and Sunday to start positioning yourself. And you get the Daily Climb newsletter, Monday through Friday. Everything that we cover on the show, the data, the stories, the strategies, straight into your inbox every single weekday. The professionals who survive 2026 are not waiting for permission. They are building career insurance right now. The playbook is free. nextgenheights.com/playbook. Link is in the description. Go and grab it today. Cam, please put that in the chat. Now, if you want to go even deeper, the playbook shows you what to do. Career Accelerator 90 is me making sure you actually do the work. The beta cohort is running right now. They are building layoff immunity as we speak. The next cohort opens soon. And when it does, the price goes up. And if you want first access and founding member pricing, get on the wait list. nextgenheights.com/accelerator. Link is in the description. And if you want to be a part of a community that's climbing, that's in your corner, for you, the Patreon is where we do the real work. Job market intelligence, career strategy, a community of professionals who take their positioning serious. The Heights Inner Circle, patreon.com/Black Heights. Link is in the description of that too. Now, let me give you the most urgent action that you can take from today's show, because this one expires tomorrow. Tomorrow is March 26th. Cisco, one of the biggest names in the networking and technology industry, is offering 2 complete AI certification tracks for free. The AI Technical Practitioner and the AI Business Practitioner. Both of them free. They expire tomorrow, March 26th. You need a free Cisco account to access them. That is it. This is 11 courses, 6 assessments, 8 labs, about 15 hours of content for $0, expiring in less than 24 hours. The business track covers AI basics, AI in the workplace, and responsible AI. 0 coding required. Type CERT in the chat if you are going to be grabbing these certifications before they expire on tomorrow. I want to see who in this community is taking action right now. Type CERT in the chat. Microsoft also dropped 9 brand new AI certifications this month. The beta exams opened in April. Beta exams are always cheaper. Watch for those announcements. AWS Generative AI Developer beta exam expires March the 31st in 6 days. Oracle OCI Foundations is free, ongoing. Check it out. Many of the people in this community got that certification and said it was fantastic. The certification window is open right now, but it is not going to stay open forever. And if you cannot catch this show every morning live, make sure you are subscribed to the newsletter. Every weekday, you get a full recap of everything that we've covered. The data, the stories, the strategies, delivered straight into your inbox at 11:30 a.m. Central before your lunch. You can read it during your afternoon. You can read it during lunch, Monday through Friday. It's free. nextionheights.com/sign up. Link is in the description. Only takes 20 seconds to sign up. All right. I've shown you what is happening in the market. I've shown you the real AI math. I've given you the blueprint. Let me show you what this community is actually doing with it, because this is the part that gets me every single time, that gets me waking up every single day doing this show, seeing people putting in the work. Not talking about what they're going to do, but actually doing it. Let me show a video real quick first.
Tariff costs are becoming unsustainable for automakers. That's what one of the largest dealership groups warned on an earnings call on February 18th. Automakers will either have to raise prices or cut features.
Prices are going up. There's no question that you're going to see that. They're not going to sit back and lose billions and billions of dollars. They can't. It's just not going to happen.
To give an idea of how tariffs are affecting car makers, consider Toyota, the world's largest. U.S. sales rose 8% in 2025. It was its best year since 2017. Its luxury brand Lexus hit a record. Sales climbed worldwide too. But 9 months into its 2026 fiscal year, U.S. tariffs cost the company 1.2 trillion yen. That's almost $8 billion. Profits have fallen 25%. About half of the cars Toyota sells in the U.S. are made here. It has 11 factories making parts and vehicles across the country. But some of its popular and high-priced models are made elsewhere, like most Lexus models, except the TX crossover. The Tacoma pickup, the best-selling mid-sized truck in the U.S., had its best year on record. It's made in Mexico.
Your foreign cars going to be more expensive. I have a Tundra. Bought that thing 5 years ago. That car is worth more than it is than it was when I bought it because it has a V8 engine in it. Prices of these imported cars are going up. But let me share something with you all. I want to share some real examples. Real examples, 3 real examples of what the right moves look like in the market. Let me go here real quick. Check out this article. A 60-year-old entrepreneur who sells Pokemon cards and other collectibles saw sales surge 200% after he leaned into live selling. Example 1. A 60-year-old entrepreneur, been in the collectibles business since 1987. In 2013, he nearly went bankrupt. In 2026, his sales are up 200% year over year. His first live selling stream on eBay did $225,000 in 90 minutes. What changed? He leaned into live selling. He put his personality on camera. He built a community around what he knew. For those who are taking the content creation workshop, what is that doing? That's why I did it. These are his words. Quote, at the end of the day, they're watching you. They could watch 10,000 streams of people opening packs, but they can only watch one you. Apply that to your career, guys. Companies could hire 1,000 analysts, 1,000 engineers, 1,000 marketers, but they can only hire one you. And if you have made what makes you distinct, visible, and undeniable, you are gold. Example number 2. This one is closer to home. A ladder climber in this community, a trucker, builds apps at night while the rest of the world is asleep. Yesterday, he recorded a full app upload video in our Patreon. Forgot to turn on the mic. Posted it anyway. That is the builder mentality. He is releasing his first desktop app on April 1st. He upgraded his AI plan to Claude Code Max, went all in. And yesterday, he told this community, quote, I just want to say congratulations to each and every one of you. What you guys are doing gives me so much motivation to keep building. Let's eat and get paid together. That's what he said. While Meta is sending workers home today, while executives are taking billion-dollar packages, a trucker in this community is building an app empire at midnight. That is what this community is made of. Now, let me give you 3 moves that you can make this week, okay? Move number 1, the AI squeeze negotiation. If you are doing more work than you were doing 6 months ago because of AI tools and you have not gotten a raise, you are providing free labor. The script is simple. Over the past X months, I have implemented AI assisted workflows that have enabled me to produce more output per month. Comparable compensation for this output level is higher than what I currently receive. I would like to discuss an adjustment. Document the output increase. Find the market data. Frame it as a business conversation, not a personal grievance. How you get to the money? So a member in our community, Life of Cam, who's in this chat right now, did that last week. Move number 2, network activation over application volume. Ghost jobs are everywhere right now. Applying code is often a waste of time. One warm connection beats 50 cold applications in this market every single time. This week, send 3 LinkedIn messages to people in roles that you aspire to be in. Do not say I'm looking for a job. Say something along the lines of, I admire your work. I admire the work that you've done on LinkedIn, wherever you've seen it at. I would love 15 minutes to ask some personal questions about it. That is it. Build the pipeline now. So when the market unfreezes, you have relationships, not just a resume. Now, move number 3. Grab those Cisco certs before midnight tomorrow. They're free. AI fundamentals, both technical and business tracks, gone after March the 26th. Those are 3 moves that you can make this week. Pick at least one. Type move in the chat if you are going to commit to at least one of those moves this week. I want to see who's going to be taking action. All right, before I wrap up, it's almost 8:30. Tomorrow, if there's more information on Meta and what happened today, I'm going to jump into it. That's what tomorrow's show. Actually, you know what? Tomorrow, it's not going to be tomorrow's show. Tomorrow's show is going to be the best of the daily climb, because I am at Agent Force tomorrow in Washington, D.C. I told you guys I had to travel today. That's where I'm going to be. So tomorrow, we're not going to talk about the meta cuts. We're going to be talking about that next week. But you guys are going to get the best of the daily climb shows that we've done so far. You're going to get that on Thursday and Friday, because I'm traveling back on Friday morning at the time that the show is going on. So we will see you back live on Monday. But you're going to have some really good daily climb content on tomorrow and Friday. So show up at the same time. It's going to be like I have been here the entire time. Okay? $7:25 a.m. tomorrow. Be there. The daily climb will be here. Okay? Let me close out. Let me bring it all home. 3 takeaways from today's show. Takeaway number 1. 0.29%. That is the trial of the J curve, not the ceiling. The AI productivity payoff is coming. Concentrated, fast, and unforgiving to those who were not positioned ahead of it. The workers who act now are the ones who capture the upswing. The workers who wait for certainty will arrive after the window closes. Takeaway number 2. Epic Games is not an AI story. It is a platform dependency story. If your income, if your job, or your entire skill set is dependent on one company's continued dominance, you are one engagement decline away from a layoff notice. Diversify your leverage now, not after the notice arrives. Takeaway number 3. The AI squeeze is the most common form of AI career impact right now. It's the most common form of AI career impact right now. Squeezing people with AI. It's not displacement. Compression is what it is. You are probably doing more work than 6 months ago for the same pay. That is a problem for you right now if you're doing it that way. But it is only a problem if you let it be invisible. Document what you're doing. Quantify what you're doing. Negotiate around it. or your employer captures all of that value and you get none. Now, real quick, before I let you guys go, it's a Wednesday, midweek. We get our power up today to go and finish the week strong. But if today gave you even one thing that made you think differently about your position, do not let that clarity fade. The Career Clarity Audit is one form, 24 hours. You fill it out. After 24 hours, you get your target roles, your positioning, and a plan that you can execute this week. $149 with the full exit plan. $79 to start. nextonheights.com/career clarity audit. Link is in the description. And if you want me in your corner every single week, check out the Patreon. It's where the real strategy work gets done. The Heights Inner Circle, the builders. Patreon.com/Black Heights. Link is in the description of that as well. And make sure you are in the newsletter Monday through Friday. Full recap of every single show, the data, the stories, the action steps in your inbox before you start your lunch, before you start your afternoon meetings. nextonheights.com/sign up. Only takes 20 seconds and it's free. Link is in the description. And if today gave you something that you are going to act on, make sure you hit the like button, guys. Please hit the like button. Do it right now. And if you are not subscribed to the show and you are getting value, because 67% of you guys who come back on this show and watch it every single day, you haven't hit the subscribe button yet. Hit the subscribe button. It helps us grow. It helps us reach more people. It helps us reach more ladder climbers. We need your support. Share this with somebody in your network. One person who needs the intelligence right now. That is how this community grows. This is how we all climb together. Do me a favor, type Daily Climb in the chat to close this out today. This is the Daily Climb. I'm Antoine Wade. Keep climbing. We're going to see you guys on tomorrow. Told you guys it was going to be a fantastic show, didn't I? Let's jump over to the chats and see who's all in the house. I appreciate you guys. You got some super chats in the house. I appreciate you guys. You know, it's always a good thing to get the supers, but you know we don't require that. ETSSJ, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. $4.99. You're number one, she says. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. We got East Coast Kev. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I myself was let go of my job with 400 other people last week. What set me apart from most of them was I have a 401k and stock investments to fall back on. Lesson, don't get comfortable at any job. My gosh. So sorry to hear about that, Kev. East Coast Kev. But you are absolutely right. Don't get comfortable at any job. I appreciate that super chat, my man. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Go and have yourself a fantastic Wednesday. I'll be back here live and in person on Monday. You're going to get 2 Daily Climb shows tomorrow that are the best of the Daily Climbs over the last 7 to 8 months that we've done it. There will be reruns, replays that we put together. That's what you're going to get tomorrow and Friday. They're going to be good. So we will see you guys tomorrow, 7:25 a.m. Central. Friday, 7:25 a.m. Central. I got travels today. Hopefully I don't run into any TSA issues. I'll make sure that I'm ahead of it. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Take care now. Bye.